Have you ever just stopped and realized that even though your life looks great on paper, you feel this weird, quiet emptiness inside? You're not alone. It's something so many modern women are feeling, but we almost never talk about it. So today, we're going to pull back the curtain and really get into why that is.
Let's just start with the question that's really at the heart of all this. If I stop being useful, will I still be loved? Oof. If that one lands for you even a little bit, then you know exactly what we're talking about. This is that silent fear that's so often running the show in the background.
All right, so first up, the unspoken question. Let's try and put a name to that feeling that's so hard to describe.
It's this strange in-between space, isn't it? You're not actually sad, but you're definitely not happy either. You're just there, empty. When people ask how you are, you say, good. Because, what else are you going to say? Nothing's technically wrong, but underneath, there's just this hollow feeling. It's like the emotional equivalent of beige.
And you know what makes it even worse? The guilt. You look at your life, the job, the family, the friends, and you think, I'm supposed to be grateful for all of this. What right do I have to feel empty? So you just don't say anything. And that silence just makes the whole thing feel 1,000 times more lonely.
So where in the world does this feeling even come from? Well, that brings us to our next section, the easy-to-love trap. This is really about the hidden price we pay for being needed all the time.
Without even realizing it, so many of us learn to live by this set of impossible, contradictory rules. Look at this list. It's a constant tightrope walk, right? Be strong, but not so strong that you intimidate anyone. Have needs, but for goodness sake, don't be a burden. You're constantly having to edit yourself to fit into this tiny, acceptable box.
And this right here, this is the heart of the whole thing. We're taught, usually without any words, that our value is directly tied to how useful we are to other people. We learn that being lovable means being needed. You're the go-to person, the fixer, the one who keeps everything running smoothly for everyone else.
There's actually a name for this behavior. It's called over-adapting. It's what happens when you get so good at anticipating what other people want, so good at meeting their needs, that you start to slowly sand off the edges of your own personality to make it easier for them. It's a survival skill that over time becomes a form of self-erasure.
And what's the result of all that over-adapting? Well, you become a chameleon. You're the calm one in a crisis. You're the endlessly supportive friend. You're the super responsible employee. You play all these parts so well that you kind of forget who you are when the curtain falls and there's no one left to perform for.
Now, this constant shape-shifting has a really serious long-term cost. It's more than just feeling tired or burned out. It's like a slow-motion disappearing act. And that's what we're going to talk about next.
And it's really important to say, this isn't just a woman's problem, though it often shows up in different ways. You can see here, women tend to lose themselves in taking care of relationships, being the glue, making sure everyone is okay. Men, on the other hand, often lose themselves in their roles as the provider, in achievement, and in being stoic.
But here's the key thing to realize. Even though the paths look different, they lead to the exact same place, a fundamental loss of self. And buried deep beneath both is that exact same fear we started with. If I'm not this useful role, am I even enough?
This is precisely why the typical advice to just practice more self-care can feel so frustrating and kind of insulting. Look, a bubble bath is great, but it can't fix a problem this deep. It's like putting a Band-Aid on a broken bone. The real issue is that self-care assumes you have a self left to care for. And what if you don't even know who that is anymore?
So let's just be crystal clear. The exhaustion you feel isn't just about being stressed or overworked. It's the profound, soul-deep fatigue that comes from having disappeared inside your own life. It's the burnout that comes from performing a role instead of just being you.
Okay, so we've really dug into the problem. But the good news is, this is not a life sentence. In this last section, we're going to talk about finding your way back. And the journey to rediscovering who you are doesn't have to be some huge, dramatic thing. It starts with small, intentional steps.
The path back starts with this one simple, but honestly kind of radical question. Not what does everyone else need, not what's the right thing to do to keep the peace, but right here, in this moment, what do you actually want? Just asking yourself that question is a revolutionary act.
So here are 4 really practical things you can start doing. First, like we just said, make a habit of asking yourself, what do I want? Start small. What do I want for lunch? What movie do I actually want to watch? Second, practice saying no without giving a 5-minute long apology. Sorry, I can't make that work is a full sentence. You don't owe anyone a dissertation on why you're protecting your own energy. Third, and this one is tough, let other people solve their own problems. Your first instinct is probably to jump in and fix it. Resist. Stepping back is how they learn, and it's how you get your life back. And finally, number 4, build something that is 100% yours. A hobby, a project, learning a new skill, anything that has zero to do with being useful for somebody else and everything to do with just you.
And please hear this. This isn't about blowing up your life and trying to become some totally new person. That's exhausting. The real you is still in there. She's just been buried under a mountain of obligations and expectations. This is a process of remembering, of rediscovering the person who's been patiently waiting all along.
So we'll leave you with this to think about. When all the roles are put away, when you're not trying to be anything for anyone else, who are you when you are not performing?